Short, opening the kitchen blinds to 60%.
So it was time to go down this rabbit hole of doing blinds and shades in the home I've been wanting to do for a long time. So there's one I wanted to share with you that I've been trying out for a few months, and that is the Third Reality Zigbee smart blinds. Now, they do carry them on their own website as well as Amazon, and those links are down below. You can find those in the video description. Now, I don't want to talk about price too much. I hate to burn price, especially now in videos, but they're reasonably priced compared to a bunch of other solutions out there. And then you don't get blown out with so many options and trying to pick things and you get confused and just keep procrastinating it, because guess what? I've been there and done that same thing. You really just need the measurement of the window for the width. Now you can see here we have all the widths and everything here, and the lengths for the most part on windows don't matter. Now I know there is a maximum length, but it will auto adjust, as you can see in the little video of the blinds themselves. Now the only downside I can see, they don't fit those double width windows, and I've got a couple of those myself. So 39 inches, I think mine are like 70 inches wide. They just simply won't work unless I hung two of them. Now they are this like honeycomb style, so some people, if you may not like that, then probably these blinds aren't for you. But I haven't had the issue I had with Zigbee Smart. I'll go ahead and say the brand. Those came unglued. The little sails came unglued, and that's why I held off in doing this review, because I wanted to give them a good beating, and they definitely do on the west side of my house. And no issues with heat, no coming unglued and everything. They've just been pretty solid. I will say several others I've heard out there with their customer support where they've had to reach out to them for other issues have had excellent support from them. So hopefully, if you hopefully don't have to use them, but if you do, you know they do support their products. And the cool part is you can control them with their little Zigbee hub. Of course, you can even with the Echo 4th gens and some of the other ones that have Zigbee built in, they'll just pair right up. So if you're not even doing Home Assistant or Zigbee to MQTT or whatever, you'll just use them in that method. Now, this is the one thing I do like about this particular company. And I'll zoom it in for even the mobile users. Check this out, Zigbee 3.0 standard. And they list them all of what it can be supported by, smart things, and check this out. Home Assistant, ZHA, and Zigbee to MQTT. How awesome is that to see that listed on a device right there, and that way you can pop it into whatever type of stuff you got going on. So as you can see here, they pop straight in and work with Zigbee to MQTT, as well as many of your others, as I've mentioned, and I have a 81% battery life. And this is since I think April, and it's July now. So what, 3-4 months of good usage. We open them a few times a day, close them half, whatever. And we only use 20% battery. Now I am using alkaline batteries. When I deplete these, I will go switch over to some rechargeable AA's and see how those work. Now, I have tested them with rechargeables and they work fine. I didn't really notice any difference on speed, and by eye, possibly if I did measure them with a stopwatch, it might be a little bit slower, but big deal. As long as they open and close and work, then we can recharge the batteries and not have to toss anything, right? Now at Home Assistant, I just have them on a straight little card here for like 0, 20, 60, 100. You can change those numbers in the configuration of the Home Assistant entry. And of course, if you really want to get nitty gritty, you could just click on the entry itself and then you can slide the position. You can do the up and down. That all works. It's straight over Zigbee. There's no running wires to your window. You just simply install them and call it a day and pop them straight into your home automation and do all your stuff. So once you have your brackets installed, really I've put them in with a single Torx screw. They do come with screws, but I like to use my own little Torx screws since they're easier to put in. And you just put them in, make sure they do line up. You can put 2 screws in so they don't swivel or whatever, but It's really simple to install. I mean, it's very easy. Probably the bigger thing is, as you can see on my window, because of my previous blinds, now I've got some painting to do. So that's probably the biggest thing that you'll have to do, I find, on some blinds, just especially in some older homes. And slide them in, and they just snap in. Like so. So that is one of the things I do like about them, that they're very simple to install and really going to fit whatever window length you need for the most case. And then to change the batteries, you don't have to climb up to the top and do it. You can just unscrew the little Phillips screw, and then you can put your new, these are AA's or 4 AA's that go in here. Really simple to do. And then I guess if you really want to change it halfway up, you can do that as well if you have a very long window. The only thing I did find on mine is, and I think I just need to retie the top little piece, is it doesn't always go up even. So and maybe this is due to the initial run of these. I have had these installed for probably 3 or 4 months now, and I am on the initial set of batteries, so that's good. And we open and close them probably maybe twice a day, probably, depending on if we're coming and going from the house. So that'll wrap this one up. I do appreciate you watching. Quick little review of those Third Reality or 3R smart blinds and how well they've been working out for us on a day-to-day basis. If you want something simple to throw up in the house and just have some blinds and be able to control them with the voice or automations, these might definitely be for you. Now, your keen eye may have seen some other blinds in there on the Zigbee side, but those aren't Third Reality. Those are some much larger double width window shades / blinds that we probably will cover in a future video. So stay tuned for that one. Of course, do the deal, push all them buttons so you can catch some next videos, and y'all take care.